What do you need?
I don't know, Alistair. What can you do for me?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did. I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
Yes, let's forget about it. No.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
You are a weak man, and I will be making you king like I always do for some unknown reason.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him. Of course, I'd be dead then, wouldn't I? It's not like that would make him happier. I think he came from Hyeva, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Dwarves don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead?
Also, how do we honor undead? We entomb our dead within the stone beneath our...
I heard about that, now that I think about it. Their spirits return to the rock, strengthening the foundation of the Tig. It sounds so strange. I suppose you're right. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Maybe I'll go to Highland where she went to go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
Oh, I can't wait for this game to start bullying me again. It's gonna be
Yes?
terrible.
Well, here I am. Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose.
That armor is showing a lot. Yeah. Also, I have never once romanced her. Ever. Playing Origins. And I played this multiple times. This... Yeah. I know she looks a lot different than older ones. I mean, newer ones. Yeah. Still a lot to her in Inquisition, to be honest.
When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals
She's a
himself
little
in the
crazy.
beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
Like, she fully trusts us because God told her to. We do no wrong in her eyes, no matter what, because God told her we're trustworthy. What did you say to them?
What can I say to them? What they believe is what the Chantry says, and the Chantry is infallible, yes? Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
How dare you? It's never enough talk. Look, a character that I didn't know until like 7 years later that was in the game. I only found out about him because me and Amy were looking at romances. And I was like, who the fuck's that?
Why are we stopping? There are Darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful? I am Kunari. I have given my word to aid you. We are not people of idle promises.
They don't have horns in this game. Yeah, the horns didn't necessarily become a thing until the second game. Yeah, the Kunari have honestly changed a lot in each fucking game. The second game is what made them all beefy, buffy, and not look human at all, almost. Yeah. The first game, they're pretty much human with some weird ears going on and a different skin tone. Well, that's the only one we say. I can't say they all have the same skin tone. I don't know. Never seen a Kunari before. Tell me about your
No.
No. Just told me no.
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of, the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
What the fuck? You said you were...
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
Probably should
I
have
am.
asked this. I don't like talking to him. This is like talking to a stone wall to someone that already doesn't talk a lot and is making an attempt. I don't like this.
The Antam are the eyes, hands, and mouth of the Kunari. We are how my people know the world. Compared to what? What does anyone truly know of the world? The world changes. We change. The Antam observe what we can, just as you do. There is no point to this. We are keeping the Darkspawn waiting.
Yeah, what's that?
As you wish.
I thought they wasn't gonna follow me because I'm scary. Okay. Whatever. We got them. We got the most important character that is probably a god and we just don't know it yet. Cause I think it's the second game, he just massacres a whole army of Darkspawn. And I don't know how, and I'm still scared of him. And he does it by himself.
What do you wish of me?
I like to ask or something.
If you must.
How do you kind of shape
I was
change?
not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
Yes.
Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say. She has not done it in my experience, though in truth my lifespan is but a fraction of her own. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know? The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
I'm not happy I noticed this, but the thing in the background, every time my screen shakes, it shakes too, the same way, but the things I just own does not move at all. It's driving me crazy.
Anyone with sufficient will, but the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. If you had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed. There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well.
Mordin's favorite character.
I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
There's no other personal romance in this game but Mordin. Honestly, it is. Yeah. You know what that also means, though? You can't play a female and be canonical. True.
They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask. No, 'tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the Chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could, but as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one. I am surprised you think so. Still, 'tis a pleasant thing to hear. Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
I don't try to say something funny.
I wouldn't advise it. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
I didn't know that was a dialogue option.
What do you wish of me? We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any. I am here because Flemeth commanded me to aid you. Why? Do you wish me to leave? I can do so if you prefer. If I wanted to leave, then I would go. I remain, so do not ask such pointless questions.
Okay. Hey! You disapproved by 10. No. That's when we log game. Yeah.
What do you need?
I had to re-talk to you because I fucked
have
up
to
with
do
the
that.
lady.
I know you didn't know him as long as I did. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost him, not when so much is riding on us. I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of Dwarves don't practice cremation, do they? I heard about that. No, thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Just don't talk. He was a friend of mine too.
That's good to...
Okay. I don't want to talk to you, then. Your dialogue
Why
is
are
so
we
boring.
stopping? There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay? I am Kunari. I have given my word to... No. People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of... You are concerned. No need. I am... Decide. I am a Sten of the Beresad. I did not choose to be who I am any more than you did. The Antam are the eyes, hands, and mouth of the Kunari. We are how my people know the world. I have always fought in war, dwarf. Some of them. They aren't all alike. As you...
Oh, he approved of something. Now we're gonna save this again. Go to the dialogue so I don't have to run through theirs again.
What
I
do you
don't
wish
care
of
what
me?
they think of me, but I do care what she thinks.
If you must. I was... When a child is alone and separate from his... Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know? There were... But my life is as a human. I am under... If you had a notion to learn the form of an animal, I gain nothing by studying enough. The zealots of the Chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could. I am surprised you think so. Still, 'tis a... Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch? No doubt it would. But enough of such talk.
Good enough.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Feddick, at your service, once again. I saw your camp and remember the kind offer that you made the last time we met. And is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep? I think not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence.
You mean
How does
we
that
think?
sound? Good? Yes?
I don't think. I think I need you for your shop. And I need your overpowered son to kill all of my enemies before me. Yes. You're afraid to stay just Mongoose.
Anything, everything, but all of the finest quality. No cheap trinkets here. And my boy Sandal happens to be a bit of a hand with enchantments. Oh, yes.
Enchantment!
Sadly, it also
Wait,
makes us a target
how does he
for
say it again?
bandits and the like.
Wait.
If there were spare hands to hire as guards, I would have done so long ago. Following you? I'm not even certain where you're going, my friend. And quite frankly, it's none of my business. Trust me when I say that my encountering you here was serendipity and nothing more.
I kind of
I
forgot he had a
travel a
shop.
lot, so I'm bound to meet everyone on the road eventually. If you prefer, I'll take my boy and be on my way. But regretfully, you're the safest spot on this road, without a doubt.
Listen, I need a shop in my camp. I need you going nowhere. I need you.
Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
But how do you do enchantments this early? Okay.
If there's anything I can do for you, please, please tell me.
Let's see. Where? Have you heard any
I hear that Tier Logain, the regent, is calling for new levies of troops. He wants to rebuild the army we lost at Astagar. Thing is, there's not a lot of spare men to be found. Out of Dragon's Peak, there's press gangs roaming around, grabbing any free man they can lay their hands on. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
I'll see if I can
Oh,
persuade
nothing so unusual and so interesting as you and your companions, I'm sure. Dwarven merchants are common enough on these roads, aren't they?
Well, that didn't work, I'm assuming. Let me see your work.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
No. What's this do? I'm gonna be like, I don't need those, but I probably need them. That cost 131 gold. Oh, okay. Is that a two-hander? It's not even a two-hander, it's just a tier 7 weapon. Holy fuck. Oh, that's not the Alistair. I can buy it. I thought that said 25 drills. I somehow got that all turned around in my head. Holy fuck. Actually, that might be good. That might also be good. No, it's the one I took off. It's not that one. Or medium armor. Not that one. Light armor is key. We saw all tier 1s right now. I don't remember how Jeff's working this game. I'll figure that out in a minute. Ooh, he has quite a bit of goodies. Oh, it cost 87, but it's good. That's a mage. He really does have the best year. I was not expecting that.
Hello. The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed. He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
That's how he says
And
it.
there you have it.
Enchantment! Enchantment?
Maybe.
Enchantment!
Enchantment. Who the hell are you? Why are you
You're
here?
a hard man to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levy. Levy Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the coins? Levy the trader?
I barely ever knew Duncan, so no.
Really? He never told you of old Levy? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it is, at
That's
that.
might be DLC.
But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled. My family, well, past a bit checkered to see. Nobles look at us with disdain. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Arland banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles. Hard to say. After King Arland died, there was a civil war, loads worse than this one, and our family was on the run, hunted by enemies, with nary a friend in the world. But Drydens are tough. We rebuilt, became merchants, and we never lost our pride. Our family's only crime was guarding the kingdom against the blight. We're not ashamed of that. I ask for the truth. My family reveres Sophia Dryden. We know she died at the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak. We want evidence to clear her name. It won't restore our land or our titles, but it'll restore our honor. Well, no one's been to Soldier's Peak since Arland's days. At least none that's come back. I spent years mapping the maze of tunnels to the peak, and I found the way a few years back. So I went to Duncan, I did, and I said that he could reclaim the old base and my family could have its honor. Darkspawn surfaced in southern Ferelden, and Duncan got plenty busy recruiting new wardens and meeting with good King Cailan. Duncan said he would help after the Battle of Ostagar. Said there might be useful things at the peak, but he never had the chance. Soldier's Peak is strategic and symbolic importance. Duncan said that it would be worth it right there. He also hoped to recover lost Warden history and perhaps a few old relics. No one knows what's up there now. 1,000 blessings upon you, Warden. I'll mark down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
There we go. Buttons. Is that premium content? Yeah. Let's see where we're going in a second.
Yes.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Now we have some choices. Redcliffe Village. I think that's DLC. That's probably DLC 2. Okay, so I think the Dread stuff is DLC. Redcliffe. We'll go here first.
Stop right there, outsider. The Dalish have camped in this spot. I suggest you go elsewhere, and quickly.
7.
I find that hard to believe. What business could we Dalish possibly have with a group like yours? No, I think not. Either inform me of your purpose or turn around. I am the gatekeeper here. A Grey Warden. How do I know you're telling the truth? No, that's true. Perhaps I shall let the Keeper decide for himself. In the camp, I suggest you keep your hands to yourself, and remember that our arrows are still trained on you. Follow me.
I don't like her.
I see we have guests. Who are these strangers, Mithra? I have precious little patience and less time to spend on outsiders today.
This one claims to be a Grey Warden and wishes to speak with the clan. I thought it best to leave the decision to you.
That was wise of you. Macirinus, Mithra, you may return to your post.
Manuvinen, Keeper.
Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am Zathrian, the keeper of this clan, its guide and preserver of our ancient lore. And you are? If you came to bring news of the Blight in the south, it is not needed. I had already sensed its corruption. I would have taken the clan north by now, had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not.
Yes, it seems like you've had your own troubles. What are the odds?
I imagine you are here regarding the treaty we signed centuries ago.
Oh, he knows about it.
Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some explanation. Please, follow me. The clan came to the Brazilian forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us. They ambushed us, and though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped, but we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry. There was a time in Ferelden's history when werebeasts roamed the lands in great numbers. Spirits possessed animals and turned them into horrific monsters. The humans warred against and destroyed these creatures. No doubt their tales of those days grow ever more inaccurate.
Flemeth tells tales of such a time. Packs of possessed wolves akin to abominations roaming the land. It was a terrible age, now long past.
The werebeasts are not all gone from this land, and the ones that stalk the Brazilian forests are proof of this. The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself, and that would be no trivial task to retrieve. I would not ask such a thing of anyone. You asked, did you not?
Yes,
Within
did
the
you not?
Brazilian forest dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been spread. If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us. I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan. There is no guarantee that this will work, as I suspect. But it's the only hope we have left. From whom? The Children of the Stone? The Shemlin? Do you truly think they have time to spare for us? I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck. Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's storyteller, could provide you with answers just as easily. Watch for the white wolves. They are his eyes and ears in the forest. There is not much to say. It stemmed originally from Witherfang, but now any werewolf may infect someone with it. You will know within a matter of days. You will begin to sweat and vomit, and most tellingly, your temper will become wild and uncontrollable. If that happens to you, you should seek out Witherfang even more swiftly. Your mission at that point will be rather personal. It is possible, but not guaranteed. The only way to protect against the curse is not to be bitten. No. The ones from this forest, however, do. That is a long tale I do not have time to tell. Ask Sayrel about it if you wish. Go on, then. I must return.
Okay, how would we handle this?
Andera Natishan, Grey Warden. My name is Lanaya. I am Zaprian's first, what you might call an apprentice, perhaps. I've been studying under the Keeper all my life. I am a bit curious of the outside world. Do you mind if I ask you a question or two?
Do I look like I'm here to entertain you? You just asked me a question right there. Like, go ahead.
I hear the human cities are very large. Thousands upon thousands of souls all packed together in their houses. Is that true? How very loud that must be with everyone talking all at once. I try to imagine those of our people living in such a place, surrounded by walls of stone and indifference. It is a difficult thought. Being accustomed to pain and suffering does not make it any less tragic. It is said that one day we will have a land of our own. We Dalish gather the ancient wisdom in preparation for this. When that day comes, all elves, even those who have forgotten, will reclaim their former glory. I have one more question, though I'm not sure you can answer it. Do the humans ever regret what they did to us? And yet, even if some regret, they do nothing. A poet once wrote of them, before the fall of the Dales. Like dragons they fly, glory upon wings. Like dragons, they savage, fearsome, pretty things. But you don't need me to quote poetry to you. Forgive me. Perhaps you have some questions of your own.
So, what did you tell me about?
Nothing that you could not ask Zathrian himself. He is the keeper of this
told me
clan
not to talk
and
to
has
him
been
anymore,
for
lady.
a very long time. He is also a very good man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them. I really shouldn't talk about that. That's something you should ask him about yourself.
My persuasion is not high enough for you to tell me everything I did.
They have reason. Since the days of Arlathan, my people have been either subjugated or homeless. It was our ancestral home, long ago when the humans first came to these lands. We were free then, and immortal. We did not know how to deal with the humans, and in the end, they turned their power against us and destroyed our Lathan. Our ancestors were enslaved, and our culture lost forever.
I forgot the elves were immortal. I actually completely forgot about that.
Not to my knowledge. According to the old tales, the human mages sank our Lathan into the ground, crushing it beneath the rock. They died, but not of an aged body as other races do. Not until the humans came. According to the legends, association with humans caused us to quicken. Our blood sped, and we began to age. So we avoided them naturally. And then we were enslaved by them for 1,000 years. And in so doing, we all were quickened permanently and our immortality destroyed. Or so the old tales say. The Tevinter Imperium was a force to be reckoned with. It was ruled by mages with powerful blood magic. Though our Lathan fought, they lost. Yes, after a millennium of slavery, our people were freed by Andraste, the human's prophet who spawned the Chantry. Shemlen, we call them. Quick children. I suppose it takes a certain arrogance to look upon another people as children, no? Perhaps we should be more heedful of our own role in our Lathan's loss. Even so, it was a bitter lesson to learn. One we are not grateful for. That was our second homeland. Our first was the great city of Arlathan. The Dales came when they were freed from enslavement. Elves everywhere journeyed hundreds and thousands of miles to the Dales, eager to start their lives anew. They called it the Long Walk. They reached the Dales and made it their own. And one day it was taken from us too, and you wonder why we are hostile. It requires an individual to prove he is not the outsider we have come to expect. Your own task to help our clan is certainly a step in the right direction. Certainly. A keeper is, first and foremost, the leader of the clan. He decides where we go and when we shall move. He's also responsible for knowing the clan's ancient lore and passing it on to the others in the clan. Without a keeper, the clan's knowledge is lost forever, so the clan protects him like no other. I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
That looks like it's attached to her body. Her thing done around her neck. Her little drilled piece in the middle. Everything else looks so fine detailed, but that looks like it's just merged in her body.
My parents were servants to a human merchant whose caravans plied the southern routes. One day, bandits killed him, and my parents both. I was the only survivor, just a young girl, and the bandits took me. I was their servant for several years.
That's what we're calling it? Okay.
It was. Though long years of reflection have allowed me to come to terms with it, to put them in perspective. I can only imagine what would have happened had the clan not saved me from them. I owe them my life for that, and more.
So they'll rescue you from bandits.
The bandits killed a scout when the clan passed near their camp. When the clan discovered him, Zathrian came looking for his killers. He followed their tracks for almost a month, and when he finally caught up to us, he fell on the bandits like a terror. No one could stop him. I sat there and I watched him attack them in a blur, and I reveled in every blow. When he saw me, the fury in his eyes turned to pity. He took me back to the clan, and I've been here ever since. It's possible I might have had some, maybe many. Zathrian offered to take me back, but I had no idea where I was from, and I wanted to stay with a man who rescued me. The clan is my family. Any others out there? It's best they believe that little girl died with her parents. For now, the clan is all I need. My old world could not have offered me all this, and the knowledge of a keeper as well. Perhaps one day, when I am keeper, I might inquire out of curiosity. I'm not sure what lies down that road except pain, however. I am not a keeper. I am Zathrian's first. Though because I was not born into the clan, becoming his first was very difficult. We Dalish have old traditions. The clans come from the ranks of the nobility that once ruled the Dales, you see. The keepers of those old clans have the strongest and purest blood that reaches back to the days of Arlathan. I had to compete against the other candidates for first, to be better than them in everything, simply because I was not of the old blood. No, Zathrian told me that time would take away their prejudices, and it did. They became used to me. The clan has placed great trust in me. One day, I will lead them and be the one who secures our future. As you wish.
That was a lot
Dark
of dialogue.
Shiro.